Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about whether your book idea is a good idea or not. And I can already tell you, yes, your book idea is a good idea, and I don't need to listen to your idea to work out whether it's a good idea or not. That's because 99 times out of 100, a book idea is going to be a good idea, so long as it gets the right care and attention and planning. It could be the most bizarre, wacky, completely new idea out there, and it could turn into one of the best or most memorable reads on the market with the right execution. So without further ado, let's do this. So you've managed to get over the first hurdle, which is great. That's a really important part of the process. Now you need to turn your one good idea into a string of good ideas to fill the length of your project. Unfortunately, one good idea doesn't make an 80,000 word project. Wish that it were. It's not so simple. At this point, I'm not talking about developing detailed character plans or chapter plans or coming up with languages or map for your fantasy novel. And in fact, those last two are definitely forms of procrastination that distract you from the actual writing of your novel. If you want to include those things, do it at the end when you're thinking about publishing or submitting to agents. No, I'm talking about fleshing out your idea, really feeling it out, getting to understand it, getting to understand the premise, finding out whether it's going to work for a novella or an epic fantasy, so that you know the quality of your idea and you know where it's going to go. You're going to get your beginning, your middle and your end. So to work out whether or not your idea is good enough for the project that you aim to write, whether it's going to be a short story or an epic fantasy, you need to ask yourself what is intriguing about your initial idea, what is drawing you in and what is drawing your reader in. So let's take an example, my novel Undercover Thief. Now the initial idea for Undercover Thief was what would happen if there was an internationally famous thief in a school for spies. Now the things that drew me to that idea were things like, how did she become a thief? Why did she become a thief? How did she end up in the school in the first place? How is she protecting her secrets? What are those secrets? And what are the threats to those secrets being discovered? Who is she trying to protect them from? Who is she trying to protect? So I played with the things that made my idea so intriguing, and I came up with several different answers and then ended up picking my favourite. Now it's important to come up with several different answers to what is intriguing about this idea, because the different answers could wildly change the course of your novel and come up with ideas that you may not have thought about otherwise. If we take another example, say that your initial idea is that you have a main character and they're following a secondary character. You follow them down an alley and through a mysterious door. Now the questions that make this idea intriguing to me are, why is this door mysterious? What's on the other side of the door? And why were you following them in the first place? Now, taking that last question, the different answers could wildly change the scenes that you have, the relationships in your novel and the opportunities presented. If you're following that character because they're a stranger that you saw them do something really weird, there will be different relationships, opposed to if you're following a friend because they've been acting strange recently, or because you're following an enemy of the state and you're a spy. So the different answers could be widely changing the course of your novel. So now sit down and think and apply this to your own idea. What is intriguing? What is going to draw my reader in? What's going to get them to really engage with this idea? Come up with several answers, pick your favourite and then do it again. Look at the information you've now got and think, what is intriguing about this idea? What is drawing my reader in? And repeat until you come up with a really good premise or base and you've fleshed out your idea and you come up with a skeletal structure. Sometimes it can be really difficult to undergo this process. It can be a long process because you want quality ideas, not quantity or mediocre ideas. And that's fine. It can take a really long time for this process to come off. Some people it takes 3 months, some people it takes 3 hours. It really does depend on the writer's experience and the writer's personal writing process. Remember that this process should be completely fluid and open to change throughout the writing process as you go forwards. It's important to have it written down somewhere so that you can go back and you can look at it and make alterations, maybe a little spark inspiration later down the line. But you should definitely have it written down so you can go back and alter it. It is not set in stone, it's more of a fluid masterpiece that you're trying to work on. I also find that this process is really important in retaining quality control. We all know examples of TV shows, movies and book series that had really great premise that was really interesting, but then it was watered down by mediocre or even bad ideas that ended up just kind of leaving you feeling like the project was completely lackluster or just wasn't what you were expecting, which is why I find this process is great for quality control, asking yourself what your reader wants and how your reader will engage with your book. This can be the difference between having a great book and a mediocre book. So asking myself, what does my reader want? What is going to keep my reader reader engaged generally works 9 times out of 10, but for the other 10% of the time you should think about plot questions. What does my character want? What is my character's end goal? How can I stop them getting it? What's expected? What's unexpected? What's completely out of the blue? What's normal that could go wrong? What's odd that could go wrong? What could really surprise your reader? Questions like that will really help you when coming up with overarching structures, plotting of your novel, and could really help you with character development later down the line as well. But like I said, at the moment we're really just focusing on the overarching structure, fleshing out your idea and working out the premise that you're working with for your project. And hopefully at the end of this process you should be able to work out whether you're writing a 10,000 word book or an 110,000 word book. You know the quality of your idea, you know how well it's going to work for your novel, and you know the size of the project that you're aiming to write with it. So that's all for me this week. I've been HT King. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button, as I'm going to be making writing videos every single week along with my Girl Boss videos. And also, if you have any questions, do just put them in the comment section or hit me up on any of my social media platforms, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as humanly possible. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, I've been HT King, and thanks for watching. Bye!